Question. How does attraction work? Do girls just initially like you, or they're indifferent and you make them like you? Now, this is a really interesting question because it hits on a lot of the misconceptions guys have about game all at once. And it's a very interesting asking of the question as well. My personal answer to it is neither. My personal answer is you can't directly make someone attracted to you because they're not a machine and you can't just push buttons on them, right? They are a person with free will and they'll get attracted or unattracted, based on their own experience, based on their own factors. However, you can have a very, very strong influence on getting people attracted to you. So you can't walk up to any one girl and say, I absolutely 100% will attract her to me. That's not possible because you don't know that girl, you don't know the situation. However, someone with good game will get attraction maybe 90% of the time, whereas someone with bad game will get attraction maybe like 5% of the time. So clearly you have a very strong ability to influence attraction to the extent that it is fair to say that you are creating attraction in those people. Like on a percentage basis, you are definitely creating attraction. Now, this whole idea of does attraction, is it some latent thing or can you influence it? It's not a new idea. It's existed for a really long time. And it's definitely been, it's a mainstream idea in a lot of ways. You wear the right cologne and they'll be attracted to you. You wear the right deodorant, they'll be attracted to you. You have a nice white smile, they'll be attracted to you. There's new things like you have the tongue sitting in the right position in your mouth or the right jawline and they'll be attracted to you. There's all these different ideas that exist. And looks do matter and they do help a little bit. But they are a drop in the bucket of the entire thing. So let me tell you a little story of kind of how I learned game. In year 2000, when I was first learning game, I came across some teaching that was of this nature, that attraction just exists and there's nothing you can do to increase it, right? The philosophy on this particular case was that you walk up to a girl and you say hi and she knows immediately if she's attracted to you or not, based on like your first impression. And then there are a lot of things you can do to destroy attraction, being needy, being creepy, being weird, et cetera, et cetera. But basically, there's not much you can do to create attraction because attraction is just, based on impression, right? That was the idea. And this led to some really fucked up, weird styles of game. So my style of game back then, because I was following this philosophy, was to go up and just ask for a girl's number as early in the interaction as possible. Because if I can mess up attraction by messing it up, by doing things wrong, but I can't get more attraction by doing things right, my whole goal was to get a number and leave the interaction as fast as possible. And this was actually what was taught by the people that were proposing this theory. And then even on the phone, my phone calls would be like, hey, what's up, it's Todd, I'm gonna get lunch tomorrow, you wanna go with me? No, okay, cool, I'll call you later, bye. And then I would call back later and do the same thing with like another plan. And the whole goal, again, was the idea that they have whatever impression of me, whatever attraction they have for me, and I can't attract them. There's nothing I can do to attract them, but I can certainly be needy and weird and unattract them. So the whole goal was to leave interactions as fast as possible. And this led to really stupid behaviors. I even remember when I was doing that, I went on a date with a girl and it went pretty kind of okay. Couldn't really go that great because I kind of sucked at game back then, but it went okay. And then I saw her on campus and she waved at me and I literally waved real fast and then like acted like I had something to do somewhere else and like I had to leave because I was afraid if I spent time with her that I would lose attraction, right? And then I called her up like the next day or a day or two later to ask her out for another date in this weird mechanical way. And by then it was like, what's this guy? Why is he acting so weird? What the fuck is this, right? Never mind the fact that if you even do get a girl on a date, you're gonna have to spend time with her, you're gonna have to interact with her, and you're gonna have to be attractive on the date anyway, so all that stuff is just pointless and stupid. But here's what I will tell you. Before I learned game, before I got good at game, very few girls were attracted to me. Now that I know game, many, many, many more girls are attracted to me. In fact, a very high percentage of girls, in fact, almost any girl I talk to is attracted to me. Not every single one, because you can't guarantee it and you can't make it happen, and sometimes there are adverse circumstances, but it's, again, like 90% now and it was like 5% then. So clearly it's a difference. And back then I was better looking. Back then I was younger, healthier, and a college athlete. So obviously there is a lot you can do to create attraction. There is a lot you can do to make it happen. And the way I would look at attraction now, as opposed to that back in the day where it's like your first impression and that's it, attraction is all about the story the girl has about you. So yes, the first impression is part of that, but everything you do afterwards is contributing to that story. And also, in order to interact with a girl and have it lead to sex or lead to a relationship, there's going to be a period of time, usually, they've estimated like 4 to 7 hours as like the time of like FaceTime from meet to sex in a typical situation where a guy has decent game and is escalating. In any case, there's this interaction that has to occur, and you're going to have to be attractive during that interaction, because even if you were initially attractive physically, that's not going to carry the day. All right, so what I look at it as is your job with the girl is to convey your personality, which is hopefully attractive, and to tell her the story of you in a way that makes it a win for her. If you can do that successfully, you are being an attractive person, and the girl is very likely to get attracted to you. If you can't do that successfully, it's unlikely to happen. The other thing that does occur in this as well is there are certain behaviors and certain things that will actually create emotional spikes in a girl. They will make her feel stronger emotions than others. And the more strong emotions a girl's feeling in your presence, the more likely it is that she's going to attach some level of attraction to you. So that factors in as well. But in terms of is attraction passive or active, which I think is the real question, it is very much an active thing.